Okay, so last time you guys, most of you had gone to Dorinithil to get the relic of Shar, and you guys were very successful. So you guys went back to the inn, the Swansong, to take a nap. And then there was a halfling employee who knocked on your door and was like, "Yo, the guard is looking for anybody who is new. Y'all should GTFO." So y'all GTFO'd. And decided after like going through the crowd for a bit and seeing guards were like investigating and like frisking random people that the woods aren't a bad place to like go hang out for a couple hours. So you guys went to the woods and hung out for a couple hours. Whilst in the woods, sleeping in some trees, there was a werewolf who was promptly squashed by Melanie. Body parts were scattered to another part of the forest, so the subsequent pack who came to look for the initial werewolf were led off the trail.
Sometimes you gotta eat a werewolf. It's fine.
I mean, obviously, sometimes you gotta eat a werewolf. After resting for a while, you guys headed back to Dorinthal, letting Nenrine know where to meet each other, so you guys could head back to the other continent. You guys all discovered that the guard, as a warning to denizens of the city, they had hung bodies. They had hung bodies in front of the gates to the city. One of them was the halfling woman who informed you to GTFO.
Haha, oops.
You guys eventually came back to the city. Did some preparations. Headed to then with Theo in tow. Now taking a temporary Tilda's place. Headed with Danica to the Mire of Dead Men. Went through a portal. And hey, you guys are in the Shadowfell! Yay! Yay!
Huzzah.
Huzzah. But once you had arrived in the Shadowfell, it seems like two individuals have now made their presence known. One of them being Zaitari's father, who is supposed to be in a relic, and the other one, this dark-haired dwarven woman that you've never seen before.
I'm gonna take a guess at Shar's spirit in the relic. Because Shadowfell stuff.
But yeah, that is where we are currently. Does anybody have anything to add or have any questions from last session?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Oh, did we know we were going to the Shadowfell? Was that something we knew about? Because I feel like we did not get that information.
We did not
Okay.
know.
That information was not known to you guys now.
Okay.
But yeah, now you're standing in this seemingly dark, ever-shifting landscape. Everything seems really muted. It's like you guys stepped into like a fuzzy black and white movie of your normal material plane. But yeah, so yeah, two individuals over there. The Shatterkai, the male Shatterkai, gives like a weak wave. Looking awkward at the host
That's
situation.
a really long time to be waving his hand.
Well, short wave and then stops and now continues to look awkward.
I kind of just look back to him, then I look at Danica, and I'm like, why are we in the Shadowfell?
Well, I was told that we were going to go to another place. I did not realize, or did they did not indicate to me that it was another plane of existence. And she's like looking around. I have the instructions of how to get there. It's just she looks very surprised as well.
Do we know these people? Theo asks, still kind of with his shield and sword out, looking at the Shatterkai and the dwarf. I believe it was a dwarf, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I point to the male Shatterkai and I say, I believe that's my father. I don't know
Your
who she is.
dead father.
Yes, but he is the spirit of my relic, and I kind of just pick up the pendant on my neck.
I would like to pick up a little pebble, throw it at Zaitari's dad. Does it go
Don't
through
you
him?
dare! I'm gonna try to catch it.
All
I'm
right.
not throwing it hard. I'm not yeeting it with all my strength. I'm just seeing if this man is corporeal.
I'm still gonna try to catch it because that's rude.
Just opposing dex checks from both of you. I mean,
Can
I
I do it as a
assume you're not
strength
throwing
check?
it hard, so you're just kind of like trying to aim it at him and just like toss it at him.
Yes.
And Zaitari's pretty much just reacting to like trying to catch it.
The alternative is me tackling him, and I know you don't like that.
Oh my god.
Make your dex check.
I'm trying to open my sheet. Jet. I could maybe roll. Can I roll an athletics? Athletics is throwing things.
Yeah, but you're not
You're
like
not trying
throwing
to
it.
hit.
Yeah, you're not throwing as hard as you can. You're just kind of like
And it's a thrown weapon. Thrown weapons are dexterity.
Literally can't beat a 25. It's
Very
impossible
mature.
for me to beat a 25.
Yeah, Melanie, you just you just chuck it in his direction. Zaitari does the one hand catch in midair before it like hits anywhere close to Scotty.
I would like to just walk up and poke him then.
Well, I was going to drop it to the ground and then give him a hearty slap on the back.
Okay.
Okay.
You do connect. He kind of stumbles forward a little bit.
Excuse me. He is my father. You do not throw pebbles at him. That's for me to do.
Wanted to see if he was corporeal or not. I feel like it's a pretty valid test.
You see the dwarven woman kind of like look over to Aoife and say, "Are they always like this?"
I wouldn't know. This is my first time meeting his dad. Her dad. I don't.
So these interactions.
Oh, do you mean Melanie throwing things at people? Yeah, that happens all the time.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes
I've actually just thrown her before.
Yeah.
So,
out of a window.
yeah, just right out. It's
That
amazing.
doesn't, for some reason, that does not surprise me. After, well, I'm sorry. I must be. I'm not trying to be rude.
You
the
can
woman.
be rude. It doesn't matter.
The dwarven woman extends her hand out towards you, Aoife, and says, "Since we'll be working together, the name is Shalo. Nice. It's a pleasure."
Yeah, Eva. I'm not going to shake her hand. I'm just going to look her up and down.
Okay.
I look down at my relic.
Okay.
Are you going to do this? Hmm?
Nothing comes out. It's quiet.
I don't know if Cord has a plane. He probably does. I just don't know what it is.
Oh, this is the plane that you're all associated with.
Yes.
Oh, well, that makes more sense then. Okay.
Theo will put his sword away, but keep the shield on his arm.
Anyway, so the Shaylo says, "So where exactly, or which way are we going?" And she gives a look to Danica. And Danica, you see Danica sigh, take out some paper. It looks like
Danica's like, "You're coming along." Who are these people? Sorry.
It looks like she has a very, for those who are close to Danica, it looks like she has a very detailed list and a series of pictures and like multiple notes. Well, says Danica, it says that we are to head north of here, for about 5 miles. And there is a section of the Shadowfell that we will not be able to miss. That is floating atop a purple abyss. So, yeah. And apparently we're supposed to meet the person on the outskirts to help us get to the lair. So yeah.
Okay. Well.
So, would you like me to start walking or?
Let's get going.
All right. So you guys start heading towards, going in the direction Danica has indicated, going through the muted landscape. I would like. So you guys are just you guys are walking. Are we doing any running? Are we doing any means of magical transport? Or are we just walking the 5 miles?
I think we have to walk.
I don't think we have any magical means of transport.
Oh, yeah.
No.
KK, I can't hear you. Yeah, can't hear you.
So I think we're gonna just keep
Still can't hear you.
walking.
Yep.
But Theo would like to keep an eye out for immediate threats.
Mm-hmm.
All
right.
And yeah.
Hello?
Oh, there you are.
Yep,
Hey,
there we go.
Hey, we can hear you now.
All right. Never mind.
Aoife would like to try and lead the group on the most concealed or easy to be concealed pathway.
Okay.
So, if we need to duck and hide.
Do any of our non-corporeal companions know this plane well enough to advise us or anything?
Who would you like to ask first?
Zaitari's pops.
All right. He tells you that he's taken short jaunts into the Shadowfell prior. And for some reason the cat tipped over a box, sorry. I got distracted. Are you okay, French fry? Anyways.
It would be so disturbing if we just heard a yeah.
Probably would hear meow. So he's not as well versed with the Shadowfell as he's not that knowledgeable about the Shadowfell landscape. But they both will tell you that it's very hard to navigate the Shadowfell over long spells of time because the terrain always shifts. Sometimes in the span of a year there might be an area where it is mountainous, and then a year later, where that mountain once stood, there is just grassland. Most of the Shadowfell is an ever-shifting mess. They will say. But if the directions have been written, if Danka has directions that have been written, in very recent time, then they'll probably be more of help than they can. They could probably tell you what to expect in an area like this, though, danger wise, because that doesn't seem to change very much unless somebody brings in a whole manner of evil.
Well, good to know that we're just in a weirder, shittier version of the Feywild, and everything is going to change and be weird. I'm assuming time is also just weird. Is that...
Shayla,
You only think
yeah.
that it's a shittier version of the Feywild because it's all gloomy.
Yes. Like, just lots of weird evil things live here.
Lots of weird evil things live in the Feywild too that wanted to kill and eat us.
And that's actually pretty valid.
Zaitari is right, Melanie. They are both equally shitty.
Exactly.
Good point. Thank you. I will concede that.
Compromise.
Could we perhaps keep it down? I don't trust that we're not being followed or tracked by any manner of evil.
That's a good point. Okay.
All right.
Lead on.
All right. So Danka continues walking. I would like all of you to roll perception checks, please.
Oh yeah, I'm so good at those.
Can Theo have advantage because he was already on lookout?
Sure.
And I rolled for myself, but it was my minimum of 23.
Ugh.
It's fine. I believe you. Nice. So let's see. Tilda, Melanie, and Raine.
No, Theo,
Theo,
Melanie,
sorry,
and Raine.
Theo.
Excuse me.
I'm sorry.
I will.
No,
It's gonna be really hard to break 5 years of training.
I'm gonna try.
There.
We'll just call him T. That way we're never wrong. Either way.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
T.
TNT. It's dynamite time.
All right. So as you're traversing this dead forest swamp of sorts, Cat's like, what? You do see all manners of like large ghostly insects just crawl around the dead trees. Some of them are just staring you guys as you walk by. They're not making
The trees?
The ghostly insects.
Oh.
Yeah, as you're walking, some of the scarab beetles are just looking at you, like their heads following your movements as you walk past them. They don't make any, signs of violent acts towards you. They're just looking at you. Some of them are just going about their way, going into the rotted wood of these trees. Melanie and as you guys are walking, there are like shifts in the landscape further out from your position that seem to just change in front of your eyes. For example, there's like a small cluster of trees further out that seem to just kind of sink into the ground, into this pool of fetid water, now turning into like a shallow like bog land. But yeah, that happens. Yeah.
You should stay close to the path.
While that is all happening, I would... Okay. Hold on. It's here somewhere. Just give me a minute. I just had it. This is what happens when I have like 20,000 tabs open.
Oh yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Holy fuck, where did it go?
Hmm.
Hate that.
There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. I would like all of you to roll wisdom saving throws.
Oh, wait, sorry. I mean, I'm not proficient, so it's the same throw. Do you want me to re-roll it?
No,
Because it's the same bonuses since I'm not proficient.
it's fine. It's fine. KK, can you have Raine roll a wisdom saving throw, please?
I will do that. Yes.
My cat was just like, fuck you when I came back from a trip.
18.
18. All right. Who am I missing? Zaitari. Could you roll
What?
wisdom saving throw?
Oh, sorry. I must have completely missed it. I was too distracted by my cat. Wisdom saving throw. Yeah.
Yep. Slippery mind comes in handy. That wisdom saving throw.
Okay. So there is kind of this creeping skin crawling feeling that starts to like wash over all of you. Most of you are able to resist the touch of melancholy that follows it. However, Zaitari, you are not. Let's see. Oh, this is not. All right, I'm gonna. I'm gonna send you a message.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yay.
However, the ladder does not apply to you. Well, part of the ladder does not apply to you.
So just the step ladder.
Sure, the step ladder. Actually, you
Right.
probably would have
Gives you
advantage on this saving throw. So go ahead and roll me another one.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, you're still feeling like that.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. But yeah, you guys, the rest of you feel okay. There is like this oppressive nature that like fills the air. It's not great. So you travel for a while. Is anybody actively trying to be quiet?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we all
I mean,
should.
I don't think we're like.
Tromping through here.
Yeah, I wouldn't say we're just traipsing through, but I doubt that we're like stilting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like, yeah, we're all trying to be fairly quiet, but not like, oh my gosh, there's somebody right there that I'm just trying to tiptoe past.
Yeah, exactly.
Sort of.
Single
Yeah,
file to hide our stormtrooper numbers.
Yes.
I did say that Aoife was looking at trying to find a path that would easily conceal us if we had to be concealed, but otherwise would just help conceal us as we traveled. So like better tree cover or something like that.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask everybody to roll like a stealth check, but this is kind of like how.
Jesus
Nice.
fucking Christ.
You follow.
My
her-
11 was an 8.
Oh, wait, that should. Oh, yeah.
It's still the 9 though. You are wearing. Theo is wearing pretty heavy armor.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the heaviestly armored of all of you, I believe.
I mean, thank God the rest of us are like 20. So
Yeah. So you guys aren't like as a group. You guys aren't making that much. You're not making that much noise at all. Once in a while, there might be like a little clink from like Melanie or Theo's armor, but it's not like so loud. Like it's not like you're a child and you're like banging on a fucking pot or something like that. It's just like like little like clinks here and there. Nothing that would probably attract too much attention. Aoife, you are trying to like actively give everybody else like maybe we should veer off a little this way. You know, we'll have a little more cover if something were to attack. But as you're doing that, what is everybody's like passive perception? I know Aoife's yours is pretty high.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm
passive is
on like a hard lookout right now. Mine's 17.
21.
mine's a 14.
Okay.
Yeah, 21.
I don't think these guys. I just have to check. All right. So as you guys are walking, you do see like these little creatures, different from the ghostly bugs that you just encountered. They look like. They look like if a lima bean had 2 legs, and they're I'm this is the best way I could describe it. If a lima bean had 2 legs with sharp talons, and like a mouth full of rows and rows of teeth.
I fought these suckers on Sunday.
Well, I used to like lima beans.
They're small, they're bipeds, and they look like they're munching on like a carcass of a long dead mutated animal of sorts. And as you guys are like just walking by, a couple of them raise their heads at you, kind of blink their eyes.
They have eyes?
Yeah, they have little eyes, like
Oh, I hate that.
2 eyes.
Did not describe that.
Sorry, they have eyes. Button eyes. They're kind of like button eyes.
What did we walk into? Coraline?
Hey.
And they're just kind of looking at you, and you see like Shayla look to the side. She says, "Oh fuck."
How many are there?
There's probably if there's 2 here, there's probably a bunch around.
Awesome.
Well, if we don't mess with them, they won't mess with us.
They're hungry.
Here's the thing. And you say, this is, Shayla says, Sorrow Sworn probably will mess with us.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah. And the 2 of them that were munching on this carcass start like looking at you guys and start like very, very slowly approaching.
Do we hear anything else approaching, or is it just those 2 right now?
There are noises. If you can imagine what Tasmanian devils sound like in the dark, that's what it sounds like from like different areas.
Okay, are we talking like actual Tasmanian devils, or are we talking the cartoon?
Actual Tasmanian devils.
Okay, I have no idea what that's.
Think of them as high-pitched lawnmowers.
That's not a great sound, Derek.
Looks very much like this. Killed our barbarian on Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Great. This is great. The Sarlsworn are fucked up.
I would like everybody's.
Oh, it's these things? Jesus, I hate.
I would like everybody to roll. Hold on. I will bring you to Z map.
Z map?
Z map.
It's not a map, it's Z map?
the map. All right.
Like the wretched, just the wretched, fine, we'll be fine. Whatever the big thing that comes with the wretched is, it's not good.
Yeah. Didn't
so-
they fight those in Critical Role?
I
Yeah, I
think
think so.
Yeah.
We've fought some of the types of them, if they're the things I'm thinking of.
So you guys are probably at this corner of the map when you see these two. Let me just show you where they are. So they're by like the water's edge. Let me see, put them on the right layer.
Oh, these things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those things. So you can put your tokens anywhere in this corner of the map.
What corner?
Oh.
We can't see the things.
God damn it! This corner.
Okay.
Like you got this whole like area down here near that weird looking tree. Thank you.
Getting a start up on that head start.
Going. I'm guessing the turn order didn't just magically appear from nowhere for no reason.
I said initiative. Oh, please roll.
Oh,
initiative.
you did?
Yeah. Sorry, I wasn't clear. Please roll initiative, please. Well, I
Jesus
roll my
Christ.
own. I'm gonna put the wretched in 3 groups.
Are the NPCs helping us?
As soon as they sense trouble, I am going to actually describe to your characters what actually happens.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
They just disappear.
Yep.
In a way.
Oh,
Bye,
yay!
Danica. Danica's like, nope, I've already got a bomb in me. I don't want to
Well, Danica's
deal with this shit.
yeah, Danica's not gonna deal with this shit.
Bitch. I mean, listen,
Bitch,
if we don't
exactly.
survive, then she ain't fucking either, so...
By the way, I'm never going. I rolled a 0. In case anyone.
Oh yeah, because his dump stat is.
Charisma, or not charisma, dexterity?
X, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, a -1 isn't bad for your dump stat modifier. It's just
Oh yeah, it's not bad.
not great.
When you
either.
roll, yeah. And then for Aoife,
Oh, great. Yeah, okay, that really plays into the thing that also happens to me.
yep.
Love that, love that.
The music I've chosen does not go with the shadow.
I'm not even playing any music. Honestly, keep forgetting to recently. Which is weird. I listen to my future funk. Which is very anime. So it does not go along with what we're fighting, but you know, whatever.
Once upon a December.
Okay, so that's a thing for you guys. Okay, so you hear growling coming from there. Out of a couple bushes, there's some growling and some little tiny heads that start poking out of the water. Also, there's more
Oh, Christ.
little guys here. So I'm gonna designate this as Team Blue, just so we know when they go. This is gonna be Team Yellow, and this is gonna be Team Red.
Great. We're fighting the Pokemon teams, guys. Is it Valor, Insight, and
Instinct, yeah, instinct, and fuck, what was the other one?
I don't know.
Okay, so this took me a minute to
Wisdom?
make, but I'm gonna share it anyway.
Okay.
When she said lima beans with legs, this was the exact image that came into my mind, and I made it for you guys.
I'll say that was probably closer to what I was imagining too.
Honestly, I was imagining something much more horrific, like a lima bean with tall, spindly legs.
Stop it. Stop it. Meatloaf. Meatloaf, go.
Oh.
Meatloaf play though.
Meatloaf trying to scale the inside of my thigh.
Oh.
Ooh.
Are you wearing pants of some kind?
Negative. It's 70 degrees today.
Ah.
I am wearing shorts.
It was 78 degrees on Wednesday here.
I'm loving the weather. I'm pissed that we're getting the nice weather now when we literally got 4 feet of snow like 2 weeks ago.
We had snow on one day, and then I was sunbathing the next day.
That's honestly just how spring is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, spring just be like that.
Tano, so it actually was it was like in the 80s the one day because the sun was really beating down on us, and we turned on the AC for the first time since Tano's been alive probably, and
She's
she
probably like,
discovered
what?
she discovered the joy of just laying on top of the vent. She's like, oh yeah.
Poor little husky baby in the south.
Dude, so she looked really hot today, and we had the windows open. It was like 76, 77 downstairs. And she was like, bleh. And so I got this spray bottle that we had for the cats when they were fucking about and we needed to tell them, like, no. And I made it so it was like a mist, and I just spritzed the dog, and she was like, yeah, I like this.
That's funny. All right,
just
Aoife?
don't shave her. You know that, right?
Kelly swears that we should trim her. I tell him I've heard that we shouldn't. We're gonna talk to the groomer and see what they say, but I don't want
take her to a groomer.
Yeah. Trimming her might not be bad, but if you shave her, because huskies actually have a specific layer of fur that keeps them cool when they're hot.
Yeah. That's what I keep telling him, and he's like, that doesn't make any sense. And I was like, it's a thing. But
yeah, it wicks the moisture away, and
Yeah.
it's very important. I'm going to toss my Disc of Night out to here and activate the gravity sink.
Okay, sounds good.
So all of Team Yellow and all of Team Blue need to make strength saving throws.
Okay.
That is a DC 15.
I need
I'll keep
to...
that point marked,
Yeah.
so I can...
Yeah, let me just...
Because they all get pulled to that point.
Yeah, let me just... I'll just put that little square there, just to see that is the mark of the point. 1 second. I also have to check one more thing. So... Within 30, okay. And so
I know that I'm in that range as well, and I do not care.
okay, that's fine. I wasn't concerned. I wasn't concerned about you. I was concerned about the other now revealed entities that now have made their presence now.
Awesome. They're gonna get
As
slurped into this like ramen noodles through a pneumatic tube.
as the Disc of Night sails through air and lands in that point, two hidden entities start fighting their own against the gravitational pull. One is a creature who looks like it has knitting needles for arms and legs, and a particularly long harpoon-like knitting needle. It's like if you tied a needle to a piece of string, that's what its arm looks like. And the other one has several knitting needles for appendages.
They're just very, very pokey.
This is very Dead
Very
Space,
stabby.
actually. That's the first thing I thought when I saw these guys. It's
Awesome.
all very pokey. It's all very pokey. I'm gonna now put their hidden initiatives on the thing.
I'm gonna roll my strength saving throw super quick.
Okay, hold on.
On bonus action, I'm gonna go ahead and just put up my astral self.
Alright, so the lonely will go on. And then
Roll
the
20.
lost.
Oh, it was behaving so well earlier, and now it doesn't want to do anything.
Okay. Alright, so the wretched, saving throw is 15, right? Strength.
Yeah, DC 15 strength saving throw.
Okay, so the
Let's
top
refresh.
one does save, the bottom one doesn't save, so that one will get pulled in.
I'm refreshing real quick.
Yep. So let me just get this. All right, and then the other two, this time the top one won't save. The bottom one does. And then the lonely will also not save. So that's the closest point. And then the lost will also not save. Okay. As they are forced into this black hole that opens up in the middle of the field.
No damage or anything. They just get pulled in.
Yeah, they just get pulled for probably somebody like yourself or Melanie who can start wrecking shit.
Now, does the pull remain, or do they just get clumped together and then let go?
They just get clumped together. So
Okay.
then now like this, they get clumped together, they stay there until they can act on their turn. But
Okay.
it is you who goes before their turn.
Okay.
And does the Disc of Night just stay in that spot then until I dispel the gravity sink, or does it come back to
It comes back to you. I should have written it so it'll pull. You throw, pulls, comes back to you pretty much.
Okay, perfect. I've got my astral armor, self, everything up.
Yep.
I'm gonna do something that I've never done yet.
Okay.
I'm gonna come up here.
Okay.
I'm assuming I have regular movement. It's not difficult terrain right now.
Yeah. The water's only like ankle deep.
Okay.
So enough to hide a giant lima bean, but not much else.
Okay. I am going to cast Thunder Wave.
Okay. All right. 15 con, so we'll go with the wretched first. All right, so the top one, so this one on this side will save, but the other one will not. So 17 damage.
Mm-hmm.
That one dies.
Or half on save.
Half on save. So that will be 8 damage. And then the lonely will save, and the lost will not save. And the lost will take 17. And get pushed 10 feet.
Oh,
So,
I kind of forgot about the push, but still kind of grouped him up for him to be smacked about.
okay. Okay, that's it.
Yes. I am going to chill.
Okay. That's good. Okay. The lonely is going to let out this horrific screech. So they have to make a wisdom save, but these guys don't. Melanie, you're not close enough. You guys hear the screech, but it only seems to affect things that are right next to it. Okay. And then it is going to move over here. And it's going to attempt to stab you with its harpoon arm,
As one does.
as one does. It looks
Only
like
the lonely dude, though.
yeah, only this lonely
Only
dude
the
does.
lonely.
He's very lonely. He looks like he's in Bolden because he's got two buddies next to him.
Yeah.
He crits.
Oh, shit.
Ooh.
No, he doesn't. Lucky.
Okay. Reroll. He does
That's
not.
funny.
He,
Ah,
he-
damn it.
He does not crit. And he is sad.
Pretty sad.
Yeah. Well, he's even more sad.
I'm
Okay.
not in charge of his emotions.
The Lost, which this one comes out of the bushes over here. The Lost is going to walk over to you, Melanie, because
Yep.
you're the closest thing there.
There's a reason for that.
Yep. And
I also made a very loud noise.
yes, you did. It's also going to make two attacks with its arm spikes.
Yep.
They both miss. I know a 17 on the higher one's not going to hit, so it will attempt to hit you again. Okay. I think a 24 hits your armor class.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. All right. So you will take 13 points of piercing damage.
And some sort of weird effect, I'm guessing.
Nope. No weird
No,
weird
okay.
effect. No weird effect.
That's good.
Yep. Not so much yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got to be patient.
Yes, you
Yeah,
gotta be real
that's for
patient.
later.
The other one is going to shamble over this way.
Which one? Is
This
it leaving
one-
my space?
No, right here.
No, it's the other one.
Oh, okay. My turn order was over top of that ping.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've got really bad hiccups.
It's a
Okay.
double move, so it can't do anything else. Raine.
So we're finding out this boy has reach. I'm gonna come 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and stab this guy in the back.
Okay. You stab that guy in the back. That is 37 points of damage.
How dare you assume vertebrate biology?
I'm apologize. And then I'm gonna hope this one also doesn't have reach. I'm gonna disengage as my bonus action. And just step back, because that's all the speed I have.
Okay.
And that'll be my turn.
Okay. This blue one over here is gonna waka its way over to you, Raine.
Yeah.
And
Waka
it's
waka.
I think it's what it sounds like. If it's it looks like it waddles over to you. It's going to attempt to hit you. I don't think it's going to. It doesn't hit you. It tries to go chomp on your arm. It does not. It's now Red's turn. They will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 1. They'll double move. And then they'll double move there, but they can't do anything on their turn. Zaitari.
Yes,
It
it's
is
my
your
turn.
turn.
I see that. Oh shit, there's things next to me. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move here. My turn has been decided for me. I'm going to melee attack. So I'm going to swing.
Mhm.
Oh, that's right. I have advantage because there's 2 things here. Haha.
Mhm.
Oh, that's such a great hit. Does that hit?
Yeah, that definitely hits. As you cleave desolation through the one in front of you, it's like having a lima bean on a skewer. Kind of like wiggles a little bit, and then it just poofs into shadow, like the
That's
other
fine.
one did after getting thundered.
I am going to defensive flourish regardless, because I want that extra AC.
Okay.
So my AC is now a 28. Thank you.
Okay.
And the next one. Oh, that should let's see if I get a natural 20 here. No. So,
yeah, same thing. This time you cleave the lima bean in twain, and then it disappears into shadow.
okay. Next I'll move up to this
Okay.
and offhand attack. I don't have advantage now because they're dead, but
Yep.
that's okay.
Okay. You managed to chop off one of its 4 needle-like appendages.
Great. I have mobile, so I don't provoke attacks of opportunity. So I'm gonna move.
Okay.
So that was 5. That was 10 feet. I have 30 feet left. I'm just gonna go behind Theo here.
Okay. That is his job. He is a wall.
Gonna go right there. I have decided so that I am between the 2 punchy slashy people.
That is very smart. Okay. Yellow there's one next to Melanie. The other one is gonna go to the closest target, which is also Melanie. And
Right on, you little shaved kiwi birds.
Yeah, pretty much. They're like they you could think of them as lima beans. You can think of them as kiwis with eyes, and
Regular kiwis have eyes.
not the bird. The fruit, like kiwi fruit.
I was thinking of the kiwi bird.
No, kiwi fruit. Kiwi birds are way too cute for this.
That's true.
They will attempt to hit you. The first one does not. The second one, maybe? Nope, does not. It's only 20. So they're like chomping at your armor, but it's like how a cat tries to like gnaw your arm if you're wearing a thick coat. Just like nothing. There's tiny little dents in the armor, but nothing comes of it. Theo.
Holy crap.
I am sorry.
No, it's totally fine. I just like
If it helps,
all of a sudden.
I played a TV once in drama club.
I mean, my part was bigger than just being a wall, but like literally one of my lines was wall.
I'm sorry, that's hilarious.
It is. Anyway.
I see tiny row. Line! Wall.
No. Are you kidding me? I knew my lines. And I think it's rude that you think I would.
I'm just trying to imagine forgetting the line that's just your own existence. Okay. Anywho.
All right. So in the water, you said it wasn't super deep, right?
No, it's not. It's not difficult. It's not difficult. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So he'll splash around into the water, the shallows, so that he can get flanking.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Great. And he will. Give me a second.
Now, does he have access to old magic spells or just regular stuff that...
Just regular.
Okay.
No, okay, so that's no good.
Making him like after leveling him up, I kind of want to try Eldritch Knight now. Now that I understand more about them. To be honest, if I had to play a fighter.
I feel like Eldritch Knight's cool, but I feel like Echo Knight has that like mystical warrior flavor and
That's
kind of does
true.
it better.
Yeah.
So
I feel like if you're going to be an Eldritch Knight, just be a paladin.
yeah,
Sorry.
that too. Eldritch Knights are okay.
That sucks, Hemlock.
Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out.
No, it's no worries.
Okay, so I'm just going to take a couple swings at the dude with all the arms. And yeah, so I have 3 attacks.
Okay.
Because extra attack. So 1,
Mm-hmm.
2. Oh shit! I don't even have advantage on. My bad. So that's 16 for the first one.
16 will connect.
Okay, 17 points of damage.
All right. You stab him through the bony interior.
Yeah, so it's 10 slashing, and let's go with fire damage.
I feel like it's a good choice for this area.
26.
26 will connect.
Okay, 12 slashing and more fire, 7 fire.
Okay.
And 3. 21.
21 will connect, so
12 slashing and 5 fire.
okay. Excellent. He's sufficiently burned and slashed.
But he's not down?
Not down.
All right. Just trying to see if any of my other stuff. Nope. Okay. Yeah, I will stay here.
Okay, sounds good. All right. Aoife.
Aoife.
AFK.
Oh, right.
Oh,
Do we want to circle back around or wait?
We can circle back around. Melanie.
I am going to.
Oh,
Um,
never mind. Oh, okay. What would you hold on?
Oh.
What would you like to do, Aoife?
but how? We've lost them. Nothing? Come on.
I snorted, but it apparently didn't get picked up by my mic.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay. Plus. All right. So, it sails through the air once. Yeah. It cleaves another spiky appendage, and then it sails through its midsection, and then before it has this look of shock before it poofs into smoke.
At least it's not a mess.
Oh, I didn't realize that my elemental longsword had charges. Okay, so I'll still say I did all the damage. I just
Okay.
will.
You punch this lost in the face. In its very forlorn face. Okay, 3 extra damage. Alright.
Uh-oh.
I think they're reconnecting so that they can be
Yeah.
heard.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, Hemlock. We are not robots. We are simply your friends.
Oh, you're
You
not a
guys hear me
robot?
now?
Shit. We can now, yes.
Jesus. Okay. This is like, oh yeah, you don't need your microphone now. I fucking hate.
You fucking hate what?
I
Why you
hate
say that?
Discord. And it's refusing to acknowledge my microphone
Ah.
for a week.
Okay, and you will stay there? Yep, okay. Melanie, and now it is your turn.
I am going to let's see here. I'll stay where I am and well, they seem to have advantages from being side by side, so I'm gonna attack this weird creepy dog thing. So one attack. Ooh.
The one above or the one below?
This one, the one below.
Okay. Yeah, you hack its head off.
Okay.
Which is
that's
its entire body. And
yeah,
it disappears.
And then I'm going to shout, like that, Raine, like that, and Commander Strike. Add 9. What? And then I'm going to do one last attack at the other remaining person.
Cleaved in twain and go poof.
Are you telling Raine to attack the one in front of her? Or
Yes.
already?
Okay. Cleave disintegrated.
The little capybaras with too many teeth.
Yeah, I like it. Teethy capybara.
Yeah, but capybaras are so cute.
They are.
Yeah, but if you were to
That's-
shave one, it'd look really creepy.
Whoa,
Mm.
jeez, no.
And with too many teeth, like I said. And that's terrifying.
So
They
there
also
are
have
pictures
little
on
webbed
the
hands,
internet,
don't they?
shaved capybaras.
That was my turn, by the
Okay,
way. Sorry.
The lonely is gonna take his harpoon arm.
It just wants a friend.
It really just wants a friend. It has a choice of 1, 2. Hold on, let me take a look.
Kind of like Edward Scissorhands.
Kind of, actually. So choice of 5 friends.
Oh boy.
That's where my mind went.
I've never seen Edward Scissorhands.
Really?
I haven't
No.
either.
Oh,
Nope. I've not.
Really?
wow.
Am I?
Oh, I've
Okay,
seen
Jared.
it. I've seen it. I've seen
Okay.
it. I've seen it.
Hemlock?
Have you seen Edward Scissorhands Hemlock?
Breaking the gang here. Apparently, those who have seen it and those who have.
Yeah.
Okay.
You've
I've
seen it, okay.
I mean, a bunch of the like that era of Tim Burton movies was like the thing in high school. So
Yeah, I know, exactly. Sorry.
I know, I just missed out on. I missed out
honestly,
on it.
Edward
for some
Scissorhands
reason.
is my least favorite of that era.
Mm.
Mm.
I
I
lined up
mean,
next to Beetlejuice. I'll take Beetlejuice every time.
I fucking love Beetlejuice.
I mean, that was for the
I haven't seen
unfits, and I
Beetlejuice
wasn't
either.
cool enough for that.
You'd love Beetlejuice, Lynn.
Beetlejuice is
You
pretty good.
would.
I'm sure
You
that
would
I would
love
enjoy
it.
it. I just haven't seen it. I've never gotten around to it.
Oh, I know you would really like it.
I really liked the Beetlejuice cartoon.
I
But
don't think you would like the movie.
No, there's
Yeah.
there's definitely some parts of the movie you would not like.
Yeah, no, definitely not. I that's definitely one of those ones that I'm like, no.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
Just don't. Okay, so Raine, my higher roll was a 17 on the die.
Which is attacking me?
The lonely. So this guy with the harpoon arm over here. You see him like bring back his arm and then kind of like with a dart on a string like launch the needle part towards you like a harpoon.
Let's make him roll one more time. you know.
Okay. And it sails
Just in
over
case.
your head.
You're not rolling at disadvantage, right? You're just rolling regular.
Yeah, I'm just rolling it regular.
Okay, because yeah, just want to make sure.
Because I have the cloak of displacement now.
All right. It will
Wahaha.
it'll attempt to do so again. I have a 13 on the die. So do you want to do anything?
I'm gonna live with it.
Okay. It gets you in the shoulder. I believe a 20 does hit.
That's yeah.
Okay. And then
Now this one up here with the yellow border, yeah?
yeah.
No.
Yes, this
No?
one. This one.
Oh.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, then how is it attacking Raine?
it
Harpoon
has a
arm.
harpoon
Oh.
arm. Yes.
Oh,
Literally, yeah. So
That's
is
so far.
yeah, it is. It's far. Look up the lonely at some point.
No.
That is 23 points of piercing damage. You are
Yikes.
currently grappled.
Yikes.
Does it try to reel her in or anything?
It looks like the line connecting.
It's doing that dance move that
Yeah.
you know, like where you're reeling somebody in.
Yes,
Mm.
yes, it's that. It's
That's why it's lonely. It's because it's a weirdo.
Yeah.
How much damage did that DM you said?
23.
23.
All right.
Okay. But you are technically grappled currently.
I have been harpooned.
You have been harpooned. Okay. But that's all it can really do on its turn. The lost looks a little lost. Is
Sure.
between two people. Probably. You know what? It's lost. It's gonna try to go towards more familiar kin. In the person with the multiple arms next to them.
Yeah,
So it's
I can see
going.
that.
So it's going to attempt
makes
to
sense.
embrace Aoife.
We could be cousins.
Ah! What the hell was that?
Sorry, there's just activity outside.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Jesus. Sorry.
It's okay. Does a 21 hit your armor class?
I don't believe so. I believe I kept my bracers. Yeah, armor class 22.
Okay. It tries to give you the biggest hug with knitting needles. However, it is not able to do so. Yeah, that's it. It tried to.
It got lost on the way to giving you a hug.
It literally tried to embrace you. But it didn't work. So it's Raine's turn. It looks very happy being.
Around people.
Yeah.
Oh
What about
man,
the
I'm gonna kill
lonely?
these people with my hugs. So exciting.
Well, since I can't move, I'm gonna use my bonus action to. Well, I'm gonna pull out my crossbow bonus action to aim, and I'm gonna hit this one right here. The same guy I was hitting before.
Duck, Aoife.
Yep. Going.
Aoife's like, where?
Eva's already very short, so she doesn't have to do much.
Oh, that's true. I always forget Aoife is short.
Okay.
She's petite but angry.
You shoot. This is to the.
Not pink boy, actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and you are able to do so. You shoot him in the head. He looks shocked and disappointed, and is very. It turns into shadow.
Nice.
Free up Melanie to go hit the guy that got me.
Zaitari.
1 moment.
Yep.
I've decided that now is the time to try to unpack while I'm listening to everything. Because I noticed how dirty my sink was while I was washing my hands. I'm like, I should do that. And I'm like, I should run some laundry. I should unpack now. So, all right.
It's okay.
Here.
I get like that too sometimes. Yeah, I understand.
I mean, if I were to
geez, there's,
only
like,
listen
fucking
to
nothing
us
left
playing,
here.
I would mentally just die. I would.
Can I get right up to this thing?
Yes. Yes, you
Okay.
can.
Sick. I run up. Okay, yeah, I don't know why I scrolled it. I so rarely have had to, like, hit things in melee recently. So, my brain's just like, how do? Oh my god, this is horrid.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you are
How
not
do you
able
do,
to
little
connect.
kids?
This.
Did the 15 hit?
No. This.
Fuck.
This. Being with needle-like appendages is very dexterous.
God damn it. Piece of shit. Oh my god.
Are you done?
Yeah, I am because I can't move anymore. I
Okay.
moved my 40 feet to get there.
Are you gonna flourish?
I have to hit.
Oh, I didn't know.
Theodric.
You have to have
Or I
what?
would have
She has
flourished.
to hit in
She has
order
to
to
hit
flourish.
to
Oh,
flourish.
okay.
It's like it's basically like your superiority die, but different.
I knew it
I
was
will-
similar, but
flash
Yeah.
over. just a whole bunch of noise. And I will cast Booming Blade on
Okay.
my. Give me a second. Okay, yeah. I'll cast Booming Blade. Don't ignore the thunder damage for now.
Okay.
And because I am flanked, I will. So 15 doesn't hit.
15 unfortunately does not connect.
Shit. Well, I also get so with my action I use Booming Blade and that gives me 1 attack. And with my Eldritch Strike, I think maybe? Nope. Nope. No, not that. Damn it. I know I have something here
Yeah, I know you do too. I just can't remember what it is.
that, like, when I cast a cantrip with my action, I get an extra
Something.
attack.
Yeah, I think so.
War Magic. Yeah. Beginning at 7th level, when you use your action to cast a cantrip, you can make 1 weapon attack as a bonus action. Okay, so, there was my free attack, and then this is my bonus attack. Come on, do better.
Okay.
23.
That's much better. You do connect.
7 slashing damage. Ignore the elemental damage, because I don't want to spend a charge.
Okay.
And then can I take my action surge?
Yeah, you do have your action surge.
Yes. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna save my action surge just in case.
Okay. Sounds good.
So sorry, I take it back.
No problem.
But if this guy moves, then he gets 10 thunder damage.
Okay.
Moves out willingly out of my 5 feet or more.
All right.
Takes
Aoife.
2d8 for some reason. No. So it actually would take 4 damage because for some reason it says 2d8 even though. I'll fix it.
I'm gonna run up to that dude, the last dude, and I'll attack twice with my Disc of Night again. And if he's still standing, then I'll start punching.
Okay. He is still standing, so I assume you're gonna start punching.
I'm gonna start punching. And then I'm gonna add my extra 1d8 to that one because Astral Monk.
Okay.
Is he still up?
No,
Yep, still up.
Okay, I will take 1 key point away. Oh my god. I go to edit the number of key points I have in my sheet just. Shits the bed.
Mine does that all the time.
Just want
But
to
not
punch
key
one more
points,
time.
it's other stuff.
I just want to punch one more time. Darren, if you want to roll for me, I'm going to do another astral unarmed strike.
Okay.
Oh, maybe I can do it. Oh, it happened.
Oh, there he is.
Yay.
Yay. Okay, you punch this entity and hit this entity with multiple means. It's a tough motherfucker, this one in particular. But don't worry, Melanie has this.
So I have a question.
Yes.
Currently, this guy has a harpoon in Raine.
Yes.
Mel's not happy about this.
I would assume that.
None of these
I
are
would
questions.
assume, as is the nature of a harpoon, that there is some sort of tether tying them together, yes?
Yes, its entire arm.
I would like to chop that off. please. I would like to just kind of turn where I am and just chop the connecting bit.
Okay, you may attempt to do so.
Grah!
Okay. Still connected.
Grah!
Hold on. Still connected.
Grah!
Okay, I will say that is no longer connected. You cut
goodness.
through the muscly sinew, and the 2 parts of the arm fall away.
I give Raine a thumbs up, like a tired, like, damn, that was hard, but we're good now. Cool. Yeah,
would,
all right.
would you like to do anything else?
No, I'll just chill where I am.
Okay. Would you have like to step up to like be next to
No.
the entity
No,
while
I'm
you were
good.
chopping?
I'm good back here.
Because I guess the arm would be okay. That's fine.
I mean, the arm would, in theory, be from him to
like
Raine, right?
Yeah, in between you. Yeah, I'm looking at it now. Okay. The Logli shrieks. A psychic shrieks very loudly. I would like Theo, Aoife, and Zaitari to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh, good. I'm good at
Not
those.
Melanie.
Not Melanie.
Nope.
She's not
Because
called.
we saw them do this shit earlier, and I was like, huh, I don't like standing next to people that randomly scream. You.
Fair. Did I save or
You did not save.
I would like to use Indomitable
Okay.
to attempt to save.
Yep. You can do so.
Motherfucker.
Okay.
I would like to use a lucky point
Okay.
to try and save. Come on.
I would like to hack the roll 20.
Okay. So
I got nothing.
it's fine. You only take 11 points of psychic damage as this guy pierces a scream.
Mhm.
But Raine will take care of
Keep
all of
from-
this. Well, it has to attack first. Using its other arm,
Doesn't have to.
it's going to attempt to 1, 2, 3, 4. Since you guys are the closest and did active damage, it's going to try to harpoon Aoife, or attempt
It's
to do so.
right next to it,
Yeah,
and it would have to use a different arm than the one. That
he's
attacked.
got 2 arms.
Yeah, I know, but
Aoife, does a 24 hit your armor class?
It does.
It stabs you. For 20 piercing damage, and you are currently
Okay.
grappled.
Cool. I just look at him and I go, "Oh, buddy."
Okay. Then he will try to hug you,
Okay.
since you are successfully stabbed.
he doesn't have
Cool.
another arm.
It's one of those half hugs that, like, bros
it's
do.
an embrace. It's literally called a sorrowful embrace. It's a one-armed hug.
He
Yeah.
wants to cry into my shoulder.
He doesn't have an arm to do that.
Theo, don't shame people with disabilities. What the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah, he's got his arm. He just has to like kind of like give it a wiggle and a toss and like lasso it around me, and
Also-
then and it's a hug.
He still has, like, a stump. You know, I mean, I'm
True.
assuming it didn't just, like, back in or something.
Aoife, just make a wisdom
Trying to
saving-
help you people.
Aoife, make a wisdom saving throw.
I have advantage on those right now.
Okay.
Nice.
As much as this thing wants to give you a hug, he or she is unable to do so.
Yeah, I repeat again. Oh, buddy. 'Cause I
Okay.
know what's about to happen to him.
Yeah, I know. It's Raine's turn, and she'll take care of this.
Yeah, so it's gonna drop to the ground a little bit after being released from the harpoon, and just gonna Aim really carefully and fire.
Okay. It pierces the head, and then it turns into smoke, and now we are out of combat.
Who needs healing? Anyone?
I was barely scratched. I'm good.
I'm fine.
If I'm not stopping, I could use a pop-up or two.
I'm fine.
He will take out the wand of cure wounds, tap Raine with it.
3, so
You're down by what?
23 total. So
23 total. Oh, okay. I'll just use one charge if that's okay. D8 plus, I think the bonus is 3. Yeah. Not great, but
could be worse.
yeah. A little better than average.
Who is the weird bush that asks for consent?
It's Henry Crabgrass.
Henry Crabgrass.
Henry
I know.
Crabgrass, come on! You're clearly not caught up on Critical Role.
I'm not.
No.
I just know about Henry Crabgrass, but I am not caught up.
The
I'm
crabgrass.
Yes, the non
mega far behind.
Okay, I like that. Oh, is that Ashley Johnson?
Yes.
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 Okay, the green face
from
paint makes it
Halloween.
so hard for me to tell. Like,
It was from their Halloween episode. Everybody looked beautiful.
And ridiculous. All at the same time. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's just them though.
Yeah.
That's all of them. But I think particularly Sam. I'm thinking,
That's
oh my
always
gosh,
Sam though. You can't like that is literally just Sam.
it's more ridiculous.
Nobody can out ridiculous Sam.
No. They can
That year,
certainly
Travis
try.
Willingham did. 'Cause this was the year that Travis dressed up as Orly.
Yeah. And Sam was something. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think because he was, in the term.
He
in
was
terms of-
he was Kiri, so he was very normal.
That's right. I am Kiri.
He just wore a onesie and called it a day.
That
Yeah,
is
actually, now that I think about it, normally during Halloween, Sam's pretty normal. But if they're doing a skit, he goes hard.
Oh yeah.
So.
Moving on. You guys have just finished the battle.
One picture for that's sad.
So where were these summoned relic beings when this happened? I missed that apparently.
They disappeared back into their things.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. For after a moment where you guys rest, Shaylo pops back out. That effect you currently have, Aoife, fades away momentarily. And she says, well, that was interesting, but I suggest we get out of here. Now.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't want to be around when
Annika?
more come sniffing for them.
Yeah, because like, yeah, I'm already on it, and she keeps walking.
How are you doing?
Thanks
by
for
the
the
way?
help, Danica.
Mm.
I don't want to roll.
mind them.
Not my fault.
Danica, are you doing okay?
Roll an insight check, Melanie.
As good as somebody with a bomb in them can be, I'm
I mean,
sure.
yeah, the baseline is suddenly very off. She looks fine.
She's fine. She's fine. She's probably better than fine. Maybe the bomb's doing something good to her.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, maybe
fiber.
she's like living her fullest life, YOLO.
You can't tell if she's any better or any worse.
Are you just glowing?
I'm not glowing. It's the uranium. Please, please take the bomb out.
Everybody roll a perception check.
Oh.
A door just opened somewhere.
That's actually very close.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
God. Not excited about that.
Who are we missing?
There
Okay.
you go.
All right. Zaitari,
My wonderful roll.
you are too you're too distracted by other things. Aoife,
My dad's here. What the fuck?
Aoife, you're like, this place sucks. Every place sucks. Everybody else, about 60 feet away, you see a portal open. You
Oh,
see
fuck.
a huge creature step out of this portal. Doesn't seem to have taken notice of you. It is a red body, very similar to, if anybody have seen Attack on Titan,
Yeah,
very, very similar to one of those guys.
like the Colossal Titan.
Like the Colossal Titan, exactly.
The manga just ended.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Apparently, people are angry.
I
I'm excited to read the chapter.
I don't know enough about Attack on Titan to really like know what would make somebody angry.
Yeah.
I just know they eat people and they're big.
Yeah.
But this one is covered in eyes. Like its whole
Oh.
body is covered in eyes.
Oh
And
no! I
it's-
don't
How
like it.
exciting.
Yeah, and we're
It's covered in Skittles.
Sure, we'll make we'll
No,
pretend it's
don't
covered
like
in
that
skin.
e-
Okay.
No,
it-
no,
it's covered
no,
in-
Candy!
buttons?
dude. I had the worst panic attack the other week. I had two, actually, panic attacks because of some tryptophobia that
Oh,
have
yeah.
image.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I hate stuff with, I got you.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And the mouth is where the stomach is, and it doesn't seem to take notice of you. And Shayla's like,
Yay!
and that's our cue to get the fuck out, because I ain't dealing with a fear right now.
A fear.
It's literally
So much fear.
the fear. It's literally called. She says the fear. Let's get the fuck out of here, and she starts following Danica.
Yep, we're going. Bye bye.
As you guys are leaving,
Goodbye now. Goodbye.
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 as you guys are leaving, you see this entity pick up the deformed black deer and just eat it.
Nice.
Where
Nice.
Because
nice.
its stomach is where its mouth is on its stomach.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Fewer steps. That's,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It is right there.
Yep. Yeah.
So we all run.
Yep. You
Yes.
guys just rush away as the fear starts eating on something and continues its rampage in the opposite direction.
Yeah, as soon as you describe something coming in, I just mark Raine as invisible. Cause... Bye!
Goodbye. Goodbye now. Goodbye. Bye. Goodbye.
Have they all gone?
Very much. Yeah, so you guys continue on the dreary path of the Shadowfell. Let me get my multiple notes.
And nothing else goes wrong.
Everything is
And-
fine.
When
This
Tana
isn't the
sleeps, I
good
can't decide
place,
if she looks
Melanie.
really comfortable or really uncomfortable. So I had to share that with you guys.
She's like a cat.
She a puppy.
Her
Just
legs
wanna
are still
rub my tummy.
growing. She's got to get all her legs grow. Just
Watch her just be a stubby puppy. like a stubby husky.
They're just like, oh, we got a weird puppy here that's never gonna grow. We're just gonna give it to them and tell them it's a husky.
When we were driving somewhere in Seattle, and I was just looking out the car window and noticed there was basically just this. It was like a pug, but it had like stick legs.
What? What?
It was so weird. It was a tall pug.
Oh,
So it
that
was
sounds
definitely
terrible.
It was definitely a mutt, but it was so weird looking. And C was like, "Oh, it's so cute," and I'm like, "Okay, sure."
No, it's not.
Opt
That's
out.
like something
no.
you'd get in The Sims or something. Like,
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, like some weird crossbreeding. It was a mega weird looking dog, but I'm sure great because, because it's a mutt, it probably doesn't have the horrid breathing problems of an actual pug, but
you
Depending
gotta
on
hope.
what weird long-legged dog it was bred
Yeah.
with. I mean,
that's an distract.
All right.
no, I needed that image, so I appreciate it.
All right.
You're welcome.
Me too.
You walk through the bog, eventually going past a foul-smelling river with giant skulls that are just placed along one of its banks, and there are literal skeletal fish that swim in the waters.
Mhm.
The skull tree probably would have been better here than in the Feywild.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Probably. As you pass that, a couple meters later, you pass by a very large area that is pocketed by
Meters.
quicksand. There are some half-buried moaning skeletons.
Crime isn't here.
hmm?
You don't have to measure in meters.
She's a scientist. She can't help it.
Sorry, I apologize. My mind goes to meters and millimeters and liters. Because it's so much easier.
It is. It 100%.
My dad once told me if we just changed football from yards to meters, people would learn the metric system real quick.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like if they changed it, in
first
sports,
of all,
I
if
think
they
people
changed it,
would figure it out.
people would be pissed.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it would
yeah.
just be boycotts everywhere.
Yep. But if they stood their ground with it and kept it that way, then yeah, eventually people would learn.
Yeah. Isn't it the reason why we don't have like meters right now is because they just gave up eventually?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it was like, I remember when I was in school, there were like debates in the government about changing over to metric.
I feel like that happens every once in a while.
Yeah, just
with
because
mixed
like
success.
a couple of countries had recently done it, and they're like, look, we want to stay relevant to the rest of the world, and blah blah blah. And other people were like, no,
we're not the rest of the world. We're America. Fuck you.
We're America. We don't want
gosh,
to
look at them.
relearn shit. Which,
It's
I
hard
kind
for
of
us to learn
understand.
things the first time.
What'd you say, KK?
I said it's hard. We have such a hard time learning things the first time around,
Exactly.
True.
Anyway, sorry.
Nope, that's okay.
I was just taking the piss out of you. So.
Yeah, that's all right. As you walk past the moaning skeletons in the quicksand and the river full of skeletal fish, you soon come across this very large slate cliff, and there's like hundreds and hundreds of these black mushrooms growing on them. And there's this great ooze that comes down from the mushrooms, and it's just covered in flies.
I'm just gonna be. I would just like to point out that Mel is not even as much as she normally is very impulsive. She's not touching anything. Hands to herself.
At this point, Scotty has also come out, but he's not really saying much. He's just like looking around with a little thoughtfully, but a little apprehensive. Shaylo is. She's very hard to read.
I look at my dad
Yep.
and I say, "We're fine. We took care of everything. I mean, it's preferable to not get in those fights, but we took care of it."
I never doubted that you guys. I mean, you guys are all very capable from what I've
Yes,
seen.
yes, we are. In fact, I think we probably could have taken care of that fear just fine.
He's looking at you.
That like looks over her shoulder and like makes a face.
Yeah.
Like
He looks
Zaitari
kind-
going through her rebellious teen years now. Am I witnessing it in real time?
It might be something else. Maybe that wisdom save.
Yeah, Scotty is like. He looks at you and he's like, "Oh no."
But I think we would have been fine.
I'd rather just go ahead and focus on getting, my child back. Would be great.
Oh
Yes,
no, I
perhaps we don't
completely
have to
understand,
fight.
but I'm just saying I think we would have been fine.
Shh.
It's a lot of confidence. You good?
Yes, I'm fine. I'm great.
I
We,
mean,
barely-
I
we
did
got out of there
not-
without a scratch like we normally do. I mean, some
I
of us
mean-
took some hits, but it wasn't really that much.
Zaitari's
Usually,
never
when
been
we're
known
fighting
for-
anything, and like there's a hint that you might get injured even a little bit, you fuck off to the back lines.
Yes, and baby,
Yeah, so why are you offering all of us up at the sacrificial altar of fighting the fear?
I was in there just like the rest of you. Thank you very much.
This time?
Actually, you were, which is odd. Okay. Fine.
I'm fine. Everything's fine.
Is this like pre-wedding jitters or something? You could just say we need to postpone. You don't have to like go get yourself killed.
What? No, I want to marry Tegan.
Uh-huh.
With just the stress of, being in the Shadowfell, meeting a father in the flesh. Flesh?
Flesh-ish.
Maybe? Fleshish.
I mean, he's here. I'll give him another hearty slap on the back.
Yeah, he like stumbles and he looks at you and he's like he's definitely concerned at this point. It's like maybe we should be careful.
Listen,
Have
we
you
have
been
places to go,
drinking?
people to see. We need to save Melanie and Raine's daughter. So let's get going. All I'm saying is we always get a little bit too fearful when we fight things, and I think we should have more confidence in ourselves.
I think you're projecting.
What do you
I've
mean?
never had a confidence issue.
Oh, no, I mean...
Have you gotten into Theo's snuff box? Are you good? Are you sure?
Are you implying that I'm on drugs?
Yeah, and I'm not implying, I'm
little, yeah.
asking. I'm just asking, are you on drugs? Have you been drinking?
No! No!
Again, perhaps we could keep it down.
Are you possessed?
No? I mean, I don't know. I don't think so.
Can any of
Please,
us do
some
anything about
confidence.
possession?
Some confidence is probably not going to hurt us right now. We should just continue.
Yes, I
Yeah,
don't
there's a
see
con-
why
there's
this
a
is
difference
such...
between confidence and recklessness.
Well,
And I'm the expert in recklessness.
Hey.
Shaylo does say the Shadowfell does have effects on people who are not normally accustomed to the plane, so this might be one of these instances.
Gotcha.
as
Is it
long
something
as
to worry about
it's
right now?
What did you say? Hemlock, what was the last thing you said? I didn't hear.
Is it something to worry about right now, or can we just
Right, meow?
ignore it for the time being and deal with it later?
This doesn't look like something that would be too detrimental. There are harsher effects when it comes to the Shadowfell. It should pass in time.
Also, all I was saying is that I think we could
We
have
heard
taken
you.
it, not
We heard
go
you.
back to fight it. I'm
Yes.
just saying we could have handled it.
Okay. Well, if it's not permanent and it's not going to cause any sort of like permanent brain damage, let's head out.
Wow, that's harsh.
You'll live. You're very confident that we'll live, so you're good. Okay. So
I mean, yeah.
which way next?
Yeah, Danica has just been going at a straight clip. I need to check on something.
Coda, you should eat and stop looking like a sad cat.
Has Coda been eating?
Yeah, he has, but then for some reason he hasn't been eating today. And I don't know if it's because he doesn't want the food that I gave him, because it's new flavors, but adjacent to what he eats, or if it's because he's being sad cat and stuff. So he's staring at me like he wants something now, though.
Ah, okay. Alright, you
I
continue
just
to
don't
go at a fairly normal, fastish pace through the Shadowfell. You do encounter a few more interesting locales. That river that you were close by with all the skeletal fishes eventually leads down into a ravine, like off the path where you guys are headed. And, just, within eye shot, you see there's like several tombstones that form into stepping stones that look like they lead off to like a small island, which is covered in bones.
Yeah, we don't want to go there.
Okay.
If we can help it.
Also, so as you continue on, it takes you about an hour to go 4 miles. When you get to the 4th mile, you see the place in question that Danica had been describing. It is indeed a very large fortress that seems to be hovering over a abyss. Is it 5 miles? Is it 5 miles? God damn it. God damn it. It's a very imposing fortress over a large, swirling purple abyss. There are what you see large vertebrae of like a creature that hovers in this abyss. Seems like underneath this large foreboding structure there is like some kind of anti-gravitational spell or magic at work. There are large black crystals that jut from the floating structure itself.
There are large spoons just dropping out a window, clattering.
Another
Now,
fear falls in the distance and lands into a bunch of silverware that somebody just left.
I feel like that's pretty on point for this realm. The giant vertebrae thing, is it just like random disconnected vertebrae, or is it like a whole spine? And is it like connected like stairs, or is it more just free floating bits?
Let me take a look at the picture. It's a connected spine. It seems to be hovering beneath the abyss, beneath the castle in the abyss.
It's not connected to anything.
It looks like it might be connected to the like one's like a cliffside face.
Sorry.
I think
Does it look like it's like a really macabre set of stairs?
Possibly. It does look like it could be a bridge somewhere.
Okay.
Let me put that there. Okay.
Maybe the creature just lost themselves in the music, the moment.
This is
Look,
what
another battle map.
Yeah. This is also the description of the place. That is the spine at the bottom of the map that you see.
Ah,
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yes. Crystals.
creepy.
Yes. As you get about at the halfway mile point where the structure is, Danica leads you to a stone arch, like a little ruin with a stone arch that looks like it's covered in ashes. Around it are set several pillars of black rock, bones, and broken children's toys.
Hmm.
Yes.
Yay!
Danica says the person that is going to help with the distraction said to wait here. Please roll perception checks.
Theo Theo would have picked up one of the children's toys, by the way, and kind of held it. To see
Okay.
if it was.
Well, actually, Theo, you can
Uh-oh.
forgo your perception check.
Perception check.
As you pick up the child's toy, you notice it's covered in some like viscous clear fluid.
Well, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
Does the fluid burn by any chance?
No, it's just like a little like slimy,
It's just
like egg white.
Saliva.
Yeah.
Okay. He puts it back down.
Okay. Raine and Aoife knows the slight shimmer that is on the toys.
Oh no.
It's the shimmer of the slime. You're okay.
It's okay. Now
Okay.
Theo's the pregnant.
No, we're not going there. As you guys,
He just kind of wipes his hand on his tabard.
Yep.
Like, ugh.
yeah, I do it too. As you guys are waiting, and everybody's looking a little nervous, except for Zaitari. Shayla looks probably like nonchalant about everything.
Nonchalant.
You hear a set of footsteps approach you. They don't make any. They don't make any. They don't hide or approach stealthily. You do see a child walking up to all of you guys. A male, a boy, with dark blonde hair, appears to be human. The thing about this child that seems a little bit unnerving is
That he's here.
other than he's here, he has a set of blood red eyes. No iris, no pupil, just entirely blood red. And his
Oh, is
skin
that all?
Nice.
his skin has a tinge of this like crimson, just like sort of glowing underneath the it's not a Terminator. Child's not a Terminator. And when he stops in front of you, does anybody want to do anything before this child approaches? Or it seems like he's approaching all of you guys.
Ugh, I'll just watch.
Can I just make an insight check
Yeah.
to see like the intentions of this child?
Okay.
Target the little shit, but I'm in.
It seems like his intentions are to engage with you, but in a non-violent manner. He doesn't seem to
Okay.
be. He doesn't seem to have any violent intentions. But he does look like he wishes to communicate with all of you. When he finally gets about maybe 10 feet between you guys, he speaks. But when he speaks, it sounds like there's not one person talking. There seems like to be a lot of people talking at the same time, but using like a single voice. Like voices are melded together. And he says, "You must be Smoke's associates. My name, you may address me as Brax. I am to help you get into Master Tiras's lair." And he just watches you with like this Brax, Brax. Yes.
And are you going to turn on us and try to murder us the moment that we get in there? Anything like that? We good?
He just looks at you with this dead look.
Oh, cool.
What are you trying to incite upon this person?
I think I'm trying to. Theo wants to know if they are truthful in their if Brax is being truthful in that he's been sent to help, or they've been sent to help.
Okay. Let me see. They seem to be truthful.
Okay.
The child says, it would be more beneficial for me if all of you succeed in your mission than if I were to turn on you.
And what do you get out of it?
And for the first time talking to you, he shows some emotion. There is a smile that crosses his face. There are many individuals in that in that building over there. I would wish to get to know better, so to speak. If the master is not an obstacle, then I can become acquainted with as many individuals in that structure as I would like.
I'm sorry. I'm just. Are we okay with this? I mean, we're obviously helping some sort of possessed child possess more people, or maybe eat them, or maybe just lick them a lot. Just like, what is this
I mean,
cool?
if the goal is to save Danica, we don't really have a choice.
I mean, the goal is to save Danica and my daughter, but yes. Okay, all right. What's the distraction?
Before we move on to that, can we take a short rest? Is that in the timeline?
You may rest here for a short while if you wish, says Brax. You actually might want to. I could tell you what is barring your entrance, and you may probably discuss a plan of trying to get into the lair. So while you rest, allow me to explain what is barring your entrance.
Is it
Also,
safe to rest here?
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
I have acquaintances of mine who have surrounded the area. We will not be disturbed while we are here.
DM, I have a quick question. This is the same day that I've teleported everyone here, correct?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to make sure I am actually down the 7th level slot. It's been a couple weeks, and I'm like, why do I have that? I think it's because we teleported. So
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Um, have any of you ever heard of a night walker?
Have any of us ever heard of a Nightwalker?
As soon as Brax says Nightwalker, Shalo and Scotty's eyes go wide, and Shalo starts
They prefer
like.
sex workers.
That's a good.
That's a
That's
good one.
funny.
Shalo's brow furrows and like darts to the lair half a mile out, and just like sighs as if she is greatly annoyed. But when you guys don't know or speak up, Brax continues. Hold on. I need to get my description of a Nightwalker, and not the type of Nightwalker that was just mentioned. There we go. You see, in the Shadowfell, which is considered a negative plane, so it is a place, obviously, of darkness and death. There are beings that tap into its fell powers. Beings that tap into the fell powers and that are not destroyed outright are sometimes drawn into the plane, and they're replaced by Nightwalkers. These are humongous, undead, terrifying creatures that are you can say one is they are the definition of anti-life itself. They are. They literally exist to make life extinct, and usually they never serve living beings. The atmosphere around their bodies actually drains life itself. Everything they touch, everything they come in contact with dies. They are entities you never want to encounter here in the Shadowfell, because many do not live to tell the tale. There is one such being that is guarding my master's castle. Somehow, he has a powerful sorcerer that has been able to control this being through means of magic and through means of a magical wand that he carries on his person. You'll have to either deal with the Nightwalker yourself, which is something I do not recommend. The optimal situation would be to steal the wand and either break it somehow or make sure that the sorcerer does not have access to it. I know where the sorcerer is. I can tell you how to get to him. It's getting around the Nightwalker, which might be the difficult thing. But from what Mistress Smoke has told me, you seem like you are all a very capable bunch. So,
If we were to Wait, can you kill something that is the essence of death? Anyway, if we were to somehow get rid of, in some manner, this being, would it immediately notify? Like, would its absence alert the person we're here after?
So, as I had suggested, I would somehow find the sorcerer that controls the Nightwalker. And if the Nightwalker were to break free of its bonds, it would cause more trouble for Master Tyrost, giving you a distraction. If you wish to take the Nightwalker on, I mean, that is an alternative way.
Oh, I was just checking. Sorry, that Kelly was talking to me for a second, so I had to take my headset off.
Oh.
So I missed like just a short bit, and apparently that was the piece.
Oh, TDR,
Sorry.
there's a sorcerer controlling the Nightwalker using a wand.
Oh, okay, okay.
Brax is suggesting maybe go after the sorcerer with the wand rather than the Nightwalker, because the Nightwalker
Oh, yeah.
is literally the anti-life of this region.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea, actually.
Where can we find this sorcerer?
The sorcerer will be perched atop the structure. So you see. Hold on, let me make sure I'm on the right layer. So the Nightwalker, and now I will reveal the Nightwalker actually layer token. That guy over there. The Nightwalker currently rests in front of the gate. The entity that is controlling the Nightwalker, Brax describes a vulture-looking creature that is humanoid, is above him.
Either option sucks, you guys.
Yep.
Honestly,
About their powers of perception.
So here's the thing. We have various ways of getting things stealthily. If the sorcerer were to just have the wand removed from his person, would he lose control immediately?
From what I and my acquaintances have seen, yes. I honestly think the easiest way of getting rid of the wand is to toss it below.
Like I said, do you know anything about the perception abilities of either the Nightwalker or this sorcerer?
Being around the Nightwalker, I can tell you several things about this entity. The Nightwalker in itself, as I have mentioned before, has a aura around its person that literally takes away life, except towards things of its own kind, mainly the undead. It is able...
How large is this aura, roughly? 100 feet?
About 30 feet.
Oh, okay.
Yes. It has certain capabilities which also take away life itself. It is not very perceptive, I've noticed, especially when it was first enslaved. It is strong. It is fast. It is hardy. But it lacks in the intelligent and wise and perceptive departments.
Now is the... Oh, go ahead. Keep going.
No. You may ask any question you wish.
Would anybody who holds the wand be able to control this being?
I am not sure. If you'd like, I could probably give it a shot. I have many memories in my psyche that I could attempt to use to try to control this being. But for what I understand, I believe as long as the wand is not within reach of the sorcerer for a significant amount of time, then eventually the Nightwalker will eventually break its bonds. It seems to be needed to be controlled constantly.
If we could at least aim it at, I mean, if we could aim it at our foe instead of just having it wild, it could be very useful to go ahead and wear down some defenses, take some stamina, etc., etc. But if we set it loose, completely loose, without any sort of direction, it's just as likely to murder all of us as it is to do anything any good. I feel like unless we have some sort of way to know that it won't come after us, at least not directly and not quickly, not very safe to set it loose.
You see Brax like start pondering.
But if we could, say, wrest control of it, and even if we weren't minutely controlling the thing, if we were at least pointing it in a direction, saying, this is the thing you need to be mad at, go this way, wreak havoc over here, we would probably be able to make quite a distraction, and also know that ourselves were safe during the distraction.
It does not care for those of the living, which the current hold does have multiple of. I don't mind sharing a little bit if that achieves our goal.
We are also living, so if it just kills everything that's alive, then that's gonna really mess us up eventually because we're alive. And I like staying alive. That's a goal of mine, personally.
I was thinking about using... You don't know what the master has in the castle, do you?
I know one thing that he has, and that's my daughter.
Ah.
Actually, have you seen a little Triton girl?
I have, actually.
She alive?
She is. She
Is there
seems
anything
to
else you know?
be she seems to be very special to him.
Sure she is.
He seems to be telling the truth.
Cool. Okay.
She's worth quite a bounty.
He keeps he keeps her far away from the students and the teachers and me, and being
Good.
similar to the Nightwalker, the undead as you call them.
That's good, I suppose.
But yes, she is.
Where does he keep her?
Normally he would keep most of his captives in a prison cell. He has her currently tucked away in his private wing. I have not been there myself, just to...
But you know where it is in the castle.
I do.
Could you give directions? To us?
Well, I could. Or I could have one of my acquaintances show you.
Sorry? What do you mean?
He lifts his hand, and from underneath his skin, you see like this tendril of red.
Why?
And then in his hand forms a little like red orb of liquid, and there's kind of like an indentation of a face. I could have one of them show you.
How? Just tell us or make an image or what?
He flicks his hand, and the little orb starts moving on its own, kind of like, and kind of like gestures with its head to follow, or to go in a direction or another. This one has been in the private wing.
Who are they?
Anybody with Arcana proficiency can roll it now. Now that Brax has shown a little bit.
Can I do it with my Jack of all trades?
Yeah, you could do it with your Jack of all trades.
Heck yeah. Oh, yeah, so good.
Out
Yeah,
of
we
character,
will.
I have an idea of what Brax is.
Yeah.
Mel has no idea. Doesn't trust him. Or like
The closest thing you can think of, Theo, is it's an ooze of some description, but this one seems more intelligent than any ooze you've ever read about. But one of my
Now Mallory knows what it is.
but I could have one of my many memories show you. This one has been to the private wing. And when last seen, your daughter was alive and well.
I suppose that's better news than I... Well, it's good news. Well, can it show us?
It can. It will lead you when you command it to do so.
Oh, we can't just like describe a map to us?
No, it can lead you there. It knows the quickest way there. If you are uncomfortable with it roaming on the outside, you may put it in a jar if you wish. They will not mind.
Anyone have a jar?
It doesn't need to breathe, nor eat, nor drink.
Just pull out a little flask.
I've got a gourd.
Sure, Raine has enough,
I feel like a gourd just makes it scarier, Hemlock.
I've got a gourd. It's my holy symbol.
Yeah, I'll pull out a flask and.
All right.
pop it.
With a flick of the finger, the Brax waves his fingers at it, and it goes into the flask.
Creepy shit. Honestly, not the weirdest thing I have in my list now.
Now, allow me to tell you about the sorcerer that currently has the wand. Perhaps you'd like to know about his capabilities before you engage with him while you are resting.
Cool.
As I have mentioned, the sorcerer resembles that of a vulture, hunched over. Vulture neck. Does not have the wings though. I once heard a rumor. I once heard a rumor that long ago, one of his kind was actually worked for the Raven Queen, and she cursed them, turning them into vulture individuals. Very recently, this one came into the master's employ. He is very adept at magic. That of the enchantment and the necromantic magics in particular. However, I would not consider the individual to be very good at hand-to-hand combat. So, my suggestion is get up close and personal. Yep, Lynn. You're getting that vibe.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's why I marked it as a spoiler. I should have said, Zelda, don't click. Zelda, don't click. I mean, Ro. God,
Mm-hmm.
names, man. Okay, so bird person, we need to get up close and personal. Slap him from melee. That's what I'm hearing.
Exactly. He is not one. He is not the most dexterous. He is not the strongest, nor he's the most dexterous creature in this
That's
realm.
Does he
easy
have
enough to
spells
do.
that prevent him from being captured, or that allow him to teleport?
I have seen
Ooh, good
him.
question.
I have seen him magically fly.
Mhm.
I have seen him. I have seen him turn a particularly rambunctious student into dust.
Hmm.
I have seen him charm his way out of situations. I have never seen him teleport, appear in one place and then disappear from one place and appear in another. So
What
he
about
can't.
becoming invisible?
I have not witnessed it myself.
Okay.
Is he
So,
usually
if
alone, or does he
there's-
have assistance?
He usually has assistants, usually the animated kind, those of the undead. Skeletons and other nasty sorts.
Okay, so
But
do we
nothing
know
very
where
intelligent.
he stays, where he sleeps, or hibernates, or whatever he does?
He roosts, and you see Brax kind of like smile to himself. He currently roosts. There is a small room atop the castle where he stays. The master doesn't care for him, but he sees his usefulness. Currently he needs to prove himself as a good watchhound before he penetrates the inner circle of our master's hierarchy.
Hmm.
Because he doesn't trust that a being as him he doesn't trust a being like him to not be treacherous again, since he's already been treacherous to one master.
And who are you to your master?
We have a symbiotic relationship. I guess you could say I am a spy master in your culture would be the best term to use. However, he has not been feeding me adequately as of late. And Smoke has. So, and with the promise of even more opportunities to feast after he is gone, I would enjoy that very much.
You know, I actually just have a question in general, not related to this conversation at all, really, but considering that we're in the Shadowfell and a creature of undeath is here with more creatures of undeath, why is it that the Raven Queen would allow this to happen? considering this is her realm.
Scotty says, the Raven Queen's reach is far, but there are pockets of the Shadowfell that she herself cannot reach. At that, you see like Shalo grin at that, but she doesn't say anything. We are in currently is known as a dark land. This is where the negative energies are most concentrated. This area is even older than areas like this are even older than she, says Scotty.
I see. So even if we were to try to reach out to her, it wouldn't do anything because she wouldn't have any influence here.
Exactly. We're very far from her current location, which would be, I believe it is. This is me talking. It would be in the realm of the Raven Queen is in Lathernia, which is where the place where all souls must pass before going to the afterlife. It's very far from here.
I have a quick question for you, Brax.
Yes.
Has your master been working on any kind of soul transference project?
You see.
No, that was the last big bad.
You see, Brax. I do not believe so.
Has he been, feeding Shattuck anything special or involving her in any kind of spells that might be preparing her to be a vessel for a soul transference?
The memories I currently hold do not know so. However, as I shift through my memories,
oh no,
there is something that might interest you.
oh no.
As if I am giving you this information freely as a sign of, I believe, trust. Your daughter has very interesting blood.
We're well aware.
It's very interesting that she's related to the Sea Bitch Queen. Which makes her very unique. There's been blood drawn from her, but there has not been any experiments done on her as far as the memory says.
So, real quick. Out of character.
Okay.
I know Shattuck was the child of, like, the consort of the sea goddess.
Yeah, Umberly.
Yeah.
Umberly. Yes, thank you. Is this him say? So is Brax saying that Shattuck is also somehow related to Umberly?
Yeah, in a way he is saying that there is the blood of Umberly in her as well.
Yeah, so it's Sekala and
Yeah.
Umberly.
Cool.
So it's what? What did you say, Mallory?
Sekala, the shark demigod.
Ecovis.
Yakovis, sorry. Okay. I even had this problem when we were talking about it before. I always called it fucking Sekala. So yeah. I'm thinking of a different god. But yeah, Yakovis.
Right, but is Yakovis part of Umberly? Like, did Umberly somehow create Yakovis, and that's why his blood seems like her blood?
You know that from before. You know that Yakovis was granted immortality by Umberly. because they wanted to like get together, and
Yeah.
she wanted to reward
so-
him.
Yeah, so Shattuck is the product of both of them,
Yeah, I'm wondering if
mommy and daddy.
But she's
this is
not.
like
Yeah, she had a Triton parent. Her mother was Triton. Or
That
Jacob-
doesn't
no.
mean
I think they're saying the magic marked Jacobus, and therefore it is like Umberly, you know.
that's what I was trying to ascertain.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Does he mean, hey, she actually has Umberly's blood running through her veins, or is it more she has like the mark of Umberly's sort of relation, like sort of a, oh, because this was Umberly's magic on Jacobus, and now Jacobus has that in his blood, and so has passed that on to Shattuck.
kind of like the situation with Melanie.
Like, is it direct or is it transference, basically?
Yeah.
either way, it's potent enough for him to refer to her as Umberly's daughter.
Well, he didn't say that.
He's said what?
To
Blood
be
of the sea
clear
bitch?
about
Yeah,
Shattuck,
that's
do you mean like strong direct blood ties, or just like the hint of like a little spice of Umberly in there?
You see, like, Brax stare off far into the distance, and like his eyes like flicker as if going through slides in a way. It's like going through memory after memory after memory. From what the previous students' memories hold, she has the blood of the shark god, and she contains the blood of Umberly.
There we go.
However,
Oh,
Umberly's
that is
blood
new
does not seem
information.
as strong. However, in combination with the Jacobus, it makes for interesting experiments.
See, that's what I was trying to ascertain.
Yeah, so
And because that is
Like-
new information.
that
Yeah.
is
The
new information.
The Triton could have been a descendant of Umberly.
Right.
yeah, that's what
That's
I'm
what I'm-
thinking of.
That's
what I'm
actually
thinking.
yep. That's what he's
Figuring, yeah.
saying. Okay.
So
Fucking
my thought
shitballs.
process as of right now is either he's fattening her up to use her as a vessel when his Dracolich body gets boring, or he's fattening her up to get a little snacky snack so he can try to ascend to godhood.
It's possible that the interesting nature of her being is a interesting side effect and not his main goal, because
Yeah, I'm thinking it's
I think that the dragon sphere was probably his main goal, and that this is just a sweet added bonus of a snack child.
snack
that-
child.
It's like a protein bar to help him soup up his world domination by getting that little touch
I
of
think
divinity.
it's more like when you get you pick up a coat and you find a $5 bill in the pocket and you're like, hey. I don't think that it, like your own coat from a closet, not some rando's coat. I don't necessarily think that he was purposefully seeking out the protein bar. I think he just happened upon the protein bar. I'm not saying she's not a protein bar, but I don't think it was a purposeful protein bar.
Yeah.
Can we also stop referring to my character's daughter as a protein bar, though?
You're the
I
guy.
mean,
you're the
You're
one
the
who
one
started
who
it.
said it.
I didn't start it. I just kept
No,
going.
excuse me.
Yeah, you just kept going with it.
I did. Okay. So, my daughter is... Okay, alright, anyway. We're just gonna move
You
on from this
know,
fact.
we seem to
Yes.
have this trend in our group where none of us are like quite normal.
Speak for yourselves.
Oh, just you wait. There's something there. You're an orphan.
I'm human. Yeah, but I'm human.
As far as
Oh,
you
you the lost child of nobility. Ooh, I'll burn their house down too.
You're very unique in your non-uniqueness. We know.
Thank you. This group needs some, mundane mediocrity, and I bring it every day.
Person who just pulls forearms out of their ass and runs around at like Mach 3.
And I use my powers for good, like helping a pregnant woman get to her delivery bed on time.
I'm not saying it's bad, I'm just saying it's not super normal.
Other people can do it.
Yeah, not like everybody. It's not like some fucking...
Anyways.
Okay.
Brax is just staring at you guys with this emotionless face.
Mm-hmm.
So first step, get the wand. Seems to be bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
However, we're approaching the wand. We'll make sure that we're getting Melanie up there as quick as possible.
Yes.
I think, probably want me up
No,
there.
you do, Theo.
Hello, thief.
Yeah. Yep.
I was more worried about if we kill him fast enough, then it's a lot easier to just take the wand.
True. Easy to take things from corpses.
Literally do it as a bonus action.
So what if we were to all pop into the portable hall and Raine or Aoife or both of them or what have you shimmies us over there as carefully as possible. And then we pop out of the hall and kill and or rob this man. Possibly, the order doesn't matter, but let's do both. Let's just plan on killing and robbing. And then just kind of wing it from there? Is that what we're doing? Kind of see what happens with the weird, giant, horrible thing, and... Fuck, this sounds like a horrible plan. Question for Raine. Your invisibility ring, is it attunement?
It is.
Bam. Okay. So you can't lend it to somebody for a quick run.
Invisibility ring is like the only thing Raine has like refused to ever lend out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
it
good
makes
point.
sense.
It's
My
a
pressure-
very,
It's
very,
so-
very useful
it's
item
so
for you.
useful, yeah.
But you can actually move really
the
fast
easiest
anyway.
way to get up there if we want, what we could do is Raine can get us up to the wall. Raine and Aoife can swap out for 2 seconds for Aoife to scale the wall in like 6 seconds or less. And then
I mean,
swap
I could
back.
just turn
'Cause
Aoife
Raine
invisible like we did
is
the
not
last time.
quite as fast as Aoife,
Yeah.
but she does have a climb speed, and I don't actually spend
that's
anything to be
right.
fast.
Yeah.
I don't either. I just run fast.
Um,
Saying
My
there's
base
not-
speed's really good.
wait, Raine has a
So-
climbing speed?
Yeah.
Oh, well then she can just pop right up the walls then.
Yeah, I'm just worried about the night walker. The slower we are going up the wall, the
90 feet a
more
second.
likely it is to.
90 feet a second is not bad.
Yeah, I think that Raine would probably be able to get up there fast enough. I mean, we could pop a invisibility on Aoife, but
It
I
depends
feel like
on
the
how
more
tall
people we
thing is,
have
I
out,
guess.
the more the risk of being caught. I think that just Raine could probably make it.
Yeah, I think it'll be
But
fine
it
with just
depends
Raine.
if it's. I think the difference is going to be if it's 100 feet up or if it's 50 feet up. Because if it's just 50 feet, then yeah, absolutely Raine. If it's 100 feet, then I can get it in a dash action in one turn.
What does Brax have to say about this?
How tall is it? What's your architectural knowledge?
The structure to the top is roughly 80 feet.
Okay.
Alright, Raine can
Still
Raine
only
can take
2
that.
rounds though.
Well, Raine's got bonus action dash as a rogue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't
So-
sure if the amount that we were measuring for her climbing was with a dasher because I didn't know what her climbing speed was. So.
Yeah, it's the same as my movement speed.
Oh, nice.
If there are any, I will offer my help, and if there are any living entities currently atop the structure, I could remove them from the equation.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Anyone who's living and here is an asshole, right?
They are currently, most of the denizens that are currently living in the structure are here to learn under the master's tutelage.
Okay.
Yeah, they're trying to
Then
learn.
the
which-
Then
assholes.
yes.
If there's any, like, unwilling prisoners, it'd be super duper if you maybe didn't eat them in front of us at least.
I understand.
Cool. Okay. All right. Well, I think we're doing a mad dash, wall jumping, and quick stab.
After you succeed, hopefully, in your endeavor, would your goal be to find your child first? I had the impression that you were here to also take on Tyrast himself as well.
Our goal is
Probably
to
should-
our goal is to defeat Tarask first. That will make my daughter safe.
The same entity that is in your container can also lead you to Tyrast as well.
Wonderful. Flask of useful people bits. Okay.
Another thing I want to toss out here real quick is because it sounds like we're going to be moving pretty quickly from point A to point B, with point B being kill the dragon. Do we only want to send the people who have less valuable, non-rechargeable resources up to deal with the Nagpa?
I think we should
Zaitari
all be
stay
there.
down here because the spells.
We should all be there, just in case. That doesn't necessarily mean that we all have to act.
Yes, I'd rather have everybody together just in case anything goes south, even if it's something as far as like the person that's alone gets discovered. I feel like it makes more sense to be together, especially since with the bag of holding we can really scooch everyone in if needed.
Yeah.
I mean, the
Okay.
portable hole.
Portable hole.
Yeah.
I mean, we could also use the bag of holding. It's just a little bit more high stakes.
None of us will fit.
Yeah.
We would die.
You can hold your breath
So-
for a little bit.
No.
No, we can't fit in the bag of holding.
It's not. big
We'd
enough
all have to
opening.
be. We'd have to be halflings, and I think only one person could fit inside.
Mm.
And then you'd die. Because
Well-
there's no air.
Yeah, but you can still hold your breath for a certain amount of time.
But what am I thinking of? Brax, how much time do you need to take care of the things on the top of the tower, and then we can move?
From before I had left to come meet all of you, there are 5 living individuals currently on top of the tower. The number of undead individuals is greater, but I do not believe they should provide a problem to all of you from what I've heard. It would take me you see him
Nope, sorry.
you see him close his eyes. If I was close enough to all of them, it would take me about 18 seconds to get all 5 of them. 2 per 6 seconds.
All right,
Okay.
so we'll let you up first.
Do
And
you
then
ha-
follow after.
of course. Prior to your it sounds like you intend to hit the sorcerer, then go after the master. Is there any questions you wish to ask me about the master himself, or did you get all your information prior?
What kind of
Any-
traps has he got around here?
Well, The lair itself, I would suggest you go in and out and complete your business quickly. His domain tends to warp individuals. From what I understand, and from what the previous students have told me. For example, if a student had some elven blood in them, the longer they stayed within the castle itself, the more they would exhibit their ancestry.
Oh, here I thought it was going to be like extra arms or something.
Oh, no, no, no. That's if experimentation is done directly to the student.
Huh, okay.
So if there is any lineages you might carry, those might come up to the surface the longer you stay in the lair.
I
Lynn.
glance at Zaitari.
Listen, we pretty much, like, nearly all of us have elven blood here.
No. You and I both have some weird blood, though.
Oh, that's true.
Like, I might get spiky. Just throwing that out there.
I might grow wings.
That could actually be useful.
Yeah.
All right. What about Tarask himself? Is there maybe a way that he likes to deal with enemies?
Ah, yes. He is probably, as you have known, he is a former black dragon. So he has the breath weapon that accompanies that of a black dragon still. He has very powerful magics in his capable claws. His lair has a way of, at certain points, restricting one's own magic, somebody else's magic, if they were to enter.
What exactly does that entail?
I believe, and you see Rax going through memories again.
Hate it when he does that.
So it's kind of like flicker, like, you know, if you flick on the flashlight, but behind like a red, like red film. Give me a second. That is. They are. There it is. So he has the ability, and I need to get his specific abilities because they're a little different. Nope.
FYI, I'm gonna need to go soon-ish. Like,
Okay,
not
yeah,
right away, but
we'll stop after this so you guys can plan what you can do. Within his lair, he has the ability to regain spells that he has used of a certain magical arcane circle. He has the ability to connect one's life force with his own, from what I recall. And
is that limited to life forces within the chamber, or?
From what
Theo asks in a weirdly feminine voice.
It's fine. From what I have recalled, and from what the memory has given me of what happened in the past, it only relies in his current main chamber.
Okay.
And I believe he also has the ability to form pools of acid within his chamber at will.
Goody.
Cool.
These are the abilities that the memories have seen themselves. There might be more, but of that I am unsure.
That's fine. That still aids us. Okay.
Any
He's a
particular
big old-
weaknesses of your master?
Yeah, and how quick is he?
You see him furrow his brow. He can fly very far. He is very quick in the air. On the ground, he has adequate speed. He is very strong, but not as dexterous as one would think, especially because of his undead nature. The undead tend, unless built to be so, are not very dexterous. As for weaknesses, he has very few.
Is there anything that he's specifically immune to?
I mean, I'm going to guess acid.
Acid.
Yeah. Other
He,
than,
he seems to be
acid.
resistant to the necrotic energies he surrounds himself with. And
Makes
That's
sense.
he
pretty
has no
Resistant, but
problem.
not immune?
No problem with what?
He has no
Sorry.
problem with the acid that forms around his lair.
Okay.
Okay.
But he's
But none of your memories.
Sorry.
None of your memories remember him being specifically resistant to, say, cold or fire or anything. Just mostly the acid and the necrotic energies that he
I
exists
believe
within.
these are the only ones that have come up frequently enough. My memory.
Understandable, right? No,
Say.
that's completely fair.
And just to clarify, is it resistance or immunity to the necrotic?
I believe he still gets hurt by the necrotics.
Also,
And I guess that poison's also probably not too effective because like undead things don't breathe.
Yeah.
Is he more Draco or more Lich? And by that I mean, does he look like a dragon or
He
humanoid?
is, because of the way his lair is. He has. How do I put this? I think I'll put it this way. He has experimented on himself to a great extent.
Oh, wonderful.
Sweet.
So, he appears to be. He does appear to have his draconic heritage. However, there are splashes of Brax Furrows or other things as well that he has used on himself. I cannot truly call him more lich or more dragon. If I had to call him anything, it's a chimera of many things you find in the Shadowfell.
Oh, wonderful.
And how big are we talking?
The master
I would assume huge.
is as big as the Nightwalker that is in front of the gates.
Gargantuan then? Not actually looking at the map.
Nope.
3
squares
is
by 3.
huge,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
Yeah, 3 is huge.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Huge is better than gargantuan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was expecting gargantuan, so I'll take it.
Yeah, usually big angry dragon is extra big.
You said we got interrupted when you were speaking about weaknesses. You said he has very few.
He
Do you
has
know
very
of any?
few. He has very few because of this chimera effect, I suppose. Over the years, the students have been asked to supply him with parts, substances of all kind that he uses on himself and he uses on his offspring.
Undead could make babies?
This was according to what I have been told, this is prior to his death.
I see.
He started experimentation fairly young.
Dad of the year. So, like any kind of damage vulnerabilities, like lightning hurts him extra bad, or pretty easy to knock for a loop and stun. Anything like that?
Gonna guess it's a no.
Yeah. I'm assuming it's a no, but
Yeah, if he has any
If we don't
weaknesses, he
ask,
has
you know.
not shown any of my memories.
well, that makes sense. It would make sense that he doesn't readily make that information available if there is anything.
Yeah.
But again, if we don't ask,
Oh yeah. No.
Better
The-
to ask.
And you had asked about traps earlier. He does have a few wards. He does have a few collapsing ceiling traps and the like, but Mistress Smoke said that she would take care of that before your arrival.
Okay.
Oh, that's very good then.
that is helpful.
She has as big of a stake in this as I, maybe even bigger.
Oh yeah, I mean, if
presence
this doesn't
and-
work out, she's probably dead. So
That presence and corrupting aura you mentioned, does it reach all the way over here, or do you have to be closer for it to affect you?
Of the Nightwalker?
Of either, like, does it affect a larger region, or is it a more centralized?
For the Nightwalker, it is centralized. If you are on top of the building, it should not reach you. Unless he starts climbing it.
Okay, what about Dragon Boy?
His aura is similar of the ones the dragons carry of fear.
Okay.
The genetic mutations kind of are present throughout, but they are not as detrimental unless you decide to spend a week in our humble abode.
Okay.
probably not.
So if we hunker down and rest up, after taking care of the sorcerer, we're not at risk of, growing another arm.
As far as I'm aware, there have been students that have stayed in for over a month, and they seem to be okay. However, the few that I had witnessed that had orcish heritage in their nature, or dwarvish or other heritage, started to have exaggerated features of their ancestry after a month. Larger tusks, bigger beards, pointier ears,
Okay.
slender frames.
So no immediate danger that we have to worry about, because we're not going to be here for a month. I hope we're not going to be here for a month. If we're
we
here
should
for a
not
month,
be here
something
for a
went
month.
very wrong.
Just let me know while you rest if you have any other pressing questions. I am happy to answer what I can for you.
I feel like between all the talking and the questioning, we probably had our long rest by now, or short rest.
Mm,
Probably.
we might have had a long rest too. Theo doesn't have any more questions.
Okay.
But if we do have more questions, could we maybe put them into the Discord?
Oh yeah. Just
And-
message, just at me, and Brax will try to answer any question to the best of his capabilities.
Getting the one from the sorcerer is pretty cut and dry, but we need to hammer out a strategy for Dracolich.
Yeah. We also need to decide whether or not we're willing to go ahead and let Brax get this wand, or if we're gonna do something else with it.
I mean, when he first mentioned it, he said try and destroy it is an option too.
Yeah.
So
Well, drop it in the hole. Yeah.
I'd rather destroy it.
It's only gonna be that upset if we toss it in the hole. So might make more problems for later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but that'll be their problem to deal with. So
There'll be some other adventurers' problems to deal with.
yeah,
It's gonna fucking fall through some hole in space and go back to that snake god we left Just,
Yeah. Haha, oops.
For once. No.
If it's all the same to you guys, I desperately need to get out of these headphones because they are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Making
we'll end it. We'll end it for tonight. I'll see you guys next week, and then you guys can start going to kill Vulture Boy and the Dragon Bone Boy. It'll be fun.
Hooray.
Yeah, definitely not at all terrifying.
Gonna go great. Just gonna pop them both out, quick, couple rounds.
Yep.
It'll be
Yep.
fine.
Vulture Boy, as long as Melanie and Aoife are able to get right up on Vulture Boy quick, it'll be fine.
I've also got
I
a
think I
Yeah.
know what it is, so
Um,
I'm 90% sure I know what it is. And they dissolve in melee.
what's his face? Theo also has a net to try to
Ooh.
keep him down. That's why I asked if he had any transportational,
Mhm.
teleportational magic.
And that's very good with us.
Annette Funicello. That's what I've named it.
Oh,
All right, seriously though, I gotta go
All right.
because
Yep, get out of here.
I'm sweltering.
All right. Have a good night, guys.
Thank
Good
you for
night.
the
Good night.
game.